Okay, so then fourth is the Jesus Christ fan base, which is also known as the Christians.
So girls that admire and sexualize terrorists.
So these BTS fangirls think like BTS is the best boy band. Hello and welcome to the Browny Version Podcast. This is episode number 3, recorded on the 8th of April 2020. This is your host, SabhyaGuyAniket. This episode features my mate Harry, hailing from the land of the kangaroos. And before we start, I would like to mention 2 to 3 things. So I'm doing this intro alone because I scuffed the audio on the real one. Like I scuffed the audio on the intro of the original podcast, so I'm doing this again. And I would also like to mention that I might sound a bit soft or I might sound a bit quiet on the episode because we recorded pretty late in the night. And a quick disclaimer also, most of the shit we say in the podcast are fucking jokes, except the racist and the sexist stuff. That's like kind of straight from the heart. So yeah, so today's theme is fucking dumb fan bases. And to start, the dumbest fan base of them all is vegans.
Probably aggressive vegans, actually. People that show you animals in the abattoir, animal suffering.
So first of all, what do you think about fandom? Let's start with that.
Depends on the community. I mean, I find that the nerd fandom, like genuine nerd fandom,
Yeah.
it's good. You can make lifelong friends that way. But then there's also like the fairy fandom, which rents out hotels and then completely destroys them.
Okay.
You know, the Faircon, if you look at that.
That's not fandom, that's a way of life. Okay. And
It's an agenda.
It's agenda. Okay, but now what I believe about fandom is like it's not healthy. Fandom is never healthy. Fandom.
Why?
Because people don't know how to control themselves mostly. And
about fandoms, about people controlling themselves.
You make a fair point. You're a genius. But no, I think I separate being a fan and being a part of fandom. Fandom is when you just go crazy.
Okay, what if you're a fan and then you want to get with a big group of people, you're lonely and you're into something and you want to make friends based on mutual interests? I see it as an essential service, something that should be kept open during times like these.
Yeah, but I'm just not a big believer in fandoms. Yeah, dude, because I've never seen a very wholesome fandom. Maybe it's my fault. Have you ever seen a wholesome fandom? Tell me, Harry. Answer.
I think the Siege fandom is pretty good. I mean, people do draw pretty, I don't know, not safe for work content for Siege, but other than that, I haven't seen anything too bad. It's mutual toxicity, so people are toxic in that fandom, but it's a mutual thing.
Okay, but you only say that because you're a fucking competitive Siege player. Okay, what's your 5 worst fandoms?
Number 5 is gonna be the furry fandom. Recently in Australia, somebody saw a $4,000 furry uniform.
Oh, really?
I was just like that. Yeah, that was on the police social media page. It's quite funny.
Okay.
Yeah, and also like the furry convention.
Wait a minute. For anyone that does not know what a furry is, would you mind explaining what it is?
A furry is somebody that thinks that they're essentially in all parts besides physical, they're a wolf or some sort of animal sort of persona. So a fursona. Somebody that dresses up as a big giant wolf mascot or any other animal, which is furry. I just call it agenda personally as a joke. But I don't know.
So what's the 4th?
Just for fun, I guess.
No, not for fun. They think it's sexy, to be honest. Is what I have seen, at least.
Yeah, which is why I call it agenda.
Yeah, and what's the 4th?
Ooh, the 4th would have to be the there are girls that admire the Columbine like school shooters.
Really?
Yeah, so girls that admire and sexualize terrorists.
I've never seen this, but okay.
Yeah, it exists. So yeah, that's just. I guess it's bad.
What the hell? Is it
Yeah, I know.
really a fandom? Let me see.
Yeah,
Columbine.
Columbine fandom.
I don't know what kind of intelligence agencies would be after me after writing this on my Google search history, but okay, call. What? This is literally a thing. Damn, okay. Americans just love guns, don't they? And what's the third?
Third would have to be hardcore anime lovers that say you can't watch anime if you're not using subtitles. They go to Japan, ask where the subtitles are.
Okay, so what's the second thing? What's the second fact?
Steven Universe fandom. Steven Universe is a cartoon. Okay, so some mentally ill artists drew a character and then criticized her for being too scared, kept harassing her, and then she attempted suicide.
What's the most toxic fandom that you have ever seen?
It's gonna require a good think. The worst fandom? 4chan fandom, dude. 4chan. That's a good one.
You're
Cut for
opening-
Bieber and cut for Zayn.
You're opening gates that shouldn't be opened, okay?
Yeah, remember the cut for Zayn thing?
4chan was like a very big thing for a very long time on the internet. I think it has died since.
Yeah, Zayn Malik left One Direction or whatever. 5 seconds for summer, and then the girls were really upset and then started cutting their wrists for him and sacrificing. Yeah.
4chan was like very, very big thing in the 2016, 2017 times. I remember.
I like it personally. I see it as like the homepage of the internet.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. Mine is not as impressive as yours, I guess. So the fifth worst is like BEYONCE fandom. I don't know what they call themselves. I think they call themselves the bees and something. I don't know. And
They're called the Bay Hives.
the beehives. Yeah, the beehives.
Yeah.
And the fourth would be,
Why don't you say why they're bad?
oh, they're bad because they're fucking toxic. Because they think like
They're better.
Yeah, they're better. You're a trash human for not liking Beyonce's music. Beyonce is like a god.
Obnoxious fan base.
Yeah, Beyonce is like a
Obnoxious.
goddess. They treat Beyonce like a goddess.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so then fourth is the Jesus Christ fan base, which is also known as the Christians. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh.
I'm kidding.
I'm sure there's a lot of Islamic people around your neighborhood. Some being
Yeah.
hackers.
Yeah, the Prophet Muhammad fan base is also not the best. But we will talk about them someday else. They like to call themselves the Muslims. Okay. The fourth would be the beliebers. Those 13-year-old girls are also very toxic. Dude, 13-year-old girls, right? Oh my god, Justin, sit on my face on Justin Bieber's Instagram. Just think about it. 13-year-old girls. They have the mind of a size of a pea pod. The third toxic fan base would be the Taylor Swift fan base. The Swifties. I don't know. I think there's a theme with my list. It's just artists.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, like, I don't think I need to talk about the Taylor Swift fan base. The second fan base is the Charles Manson fan base. It wasn't as toxic as they are now dead. Because he convinced all of them to fucking commit suicide. I don't know if this is appropriate for YouTube, but I will put it in, so no worries. And the first is the BTS fan base. These 14
Oh wow, that's a good one.
these no titties having 14-year-old girls think like BTS is the best music group in the world. I have a personal agenda against them. Okay.
I knew somebody that was really into BTS and anime and stuff, and when they had a what's that called? Like when a student comes to your country, an exchange
Exchange
student.
program.
Yeah, there was an exchange student that came from Korea, and then she was kind of harassing him,
Why?
trying to get with him. She wasn't that attractive, and she was just like, physically touching him, wouldn't leave him
Oh,
alone.
dude. Okay. So these BTS fangirls think like BTS is the best boy band in the world. And I looked up. So one of their most famous songs is Blood, Sweat and Tears. And first of all, let me make it clear. Like half of them think the people that don't like BTS have never heard their music. Listen to me, you bitch. I heard of BTS back when you didn't even have an internet connection. So shut the fuck up. Then I look up Blood, Sweat and Tears. So get it. It's famous because of its music. The music isn't produced by BTS. On the songwriters list, only one name I see of the BTS band members. Their vocals are auto-tuned. Their music video, the music video is also a big point for these BTS fangirls. The music video isn't directed by them, it's directed by somebody else. So half of the shit they do, it's by someone else. All they are getting paid for and prayed for is they look good, which I don't think they look good. Maybe to some people they do. And
If you like mushrooms. If you like mushrooms.
Yeah, and they can dance a little. Like I can also dance, but I don't have any fangirls. What the hell? Also, their slave contracts. They are literally slaves of. Dude, if half of these girls know how these K-pop stars are bred in Korea, I think they would be disgusted with K-pop. These K-pop artists aren't artists, they are robots because they are trained to become pop stars. They have contracts like that of a slave, like 95 or 90% of their income is taken by their agencies, like the music label. They are made to work around 20 hours a day, and they are trained like robots to produce music. Literally. Yeah, and half of these girls are literally on a bandwagon because they saw other girls like listening to BTS, and they went, okay, I do this now, I guess. And okay, so from this let's switch on to bandwagon. What do you think about bandwagoning?
Highly against it.
Why?
Unless it's like a good bandwagon, I guess. I don't know.
That beats the point of you hating it. What the hell?
I don't know. I'm selective bandwagonism.
So bandwagonism.
Yeah.
I'm against it. I'm literally against it.
I don't know. If people like the same cause as I do, that's fine.
I mean, general stuff. I don't really mind. Obviously, you can like the same cereal as me. I don't care about that. But don't act like you're a fan. When I sent you a certain guy's music 15 months ago, and you were like, this is trash, but now that they've blown up, and you say that the same song is very good now because you have this it has this stigma around it. So shut the fuck up. You didn't like him when I sent it to you. You stay down now. Let me have my moment. Let me stroke my ego's dick that I had found this artist back when nobody knew about it. And that's like a very big thing in basketball also. When Golden State Warriors got Seth Curry, not Seth, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant, these 11-year-old boys, they threw away the Cleveland Cavaliers jerseys and just started putting on Golden State jerseys. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, Harry, but I'm passionate about this shit, okay? Because basketball is my passion.
Are you good?
Yeah, dude, sorry.
No, I mean, are you good at basketball?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not the best, I'm not the worst. I have high IQ for the game. I'm not the best player on the court, but I know what's going on. Like, I think like I can direct a team well, but I cannot play that well.
Ah,
I have the game IQ. I just
a
don't have,
strategist.
yeah, strategist, let's say. And I think I told you about this before also. I'll just say it on the podcast. So very recently, Kobe Bryant died. He was one of my favorite basketball players ever. And he was the only guy that I would derive inspiration from. Like, I had never actually been inspired like that by any other person. And when he died, it was actually emotional for me. I am not usually that emotional. And I see these like people who don't even know who Kobe is, what he did, writing RIP Kobe on their Instagram stories for Instagram clout. Like, nobody gives a shit. Okay, please don't disrespect a dead man by showing fake sympathy.
What do you get out of it anyway?
Yeah, what do you get out
Saying
of it?
RIP, like, what do you get?
Yeah, it's like being excited to become part of a funeral.
Somebody that really likes Kobe, they see your post saying rest in peace, whatever, they'll like start talking to you about like what games you like, whatever, and you can't answer it. It's a little bit suspicious, eh?
It's not. It's. I don't care. Like, obviously, I don't care. But
Right.
why would you do that? Why would you disrespect a man like that?
Absolutely.
I think it's disrespect. And I saw this one girl, the same girl that I was talking about before in the podcast, post a fucking tweet by someone which said, "Oh my god, I feel bad for Vanessa Bryant." Vanessa Bryant is Kobe's wife, if nobody knows.
Yep.
So Kobe had died in a helicopter accident with 9 other people, which included one of his daughters. The man, okay, I'll tell you about Kobe after the podcast. So yeah, and she was like, "Oh, I feel bad for Vanessa Bryant," which I am fine with. But what it said after that was my fucking problem. She today lost two of her family members. One, her husband. Second, her daughter. The love of her life and shit. And I know why she had posted it. Because she thinks that is feminism. Because she thinks saying that would make people think that, oh my god, she's so sympathetic towards women. She doesn't give a shit about Kobe. She doesn't give a shit about Vanessa. And that is where my problem lies.
What do you get from feminism anyway? Like, not feminism, but being a feminist, like an aggressive feminist, blocking roadways, stop people from going to work. You don't really get anything besides people disagreeing with you.
Yeah, they just make the whole movement lesser credible, I guess. And yeah, but this is like a topic for separate podcast. And on that note, I would like to ask you, Harry, would you like to plug any socials?
Well, my YouTube is just Harry Paul. You can watch my gaming streams and stuff. They're actually really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you like my character and you want to see cool gaming moments and stuff, should be a link to my YouTube in the description.
For anybody that does not know, Harry is like a competitive Rainbow Six Siege player. He is a ranked player on the charts, and he's a very good player. I've never played with him, but I believe him. I will.
Yeah. Aniket and I have mutual friends that we play with as well, so you'll get to know like the podcast community a little bit more.
I will leave a link to his stream down in the description. Make sure to check it out. But the first link would be mine because I own this fucking podcast and not you, Harry.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So yeah.
You want me taking the spotlight?
Yeah. Okay, you cannot take the spotlight from me. What do you mean?
I took all your tea farms, my ancestor.
Okay, man. Now this just got personal.